Okay, so I'm gonna be out here to get this started because my husband's little makeshift office is in the corner of the dining room and I don't want to distract him or bother him. So first thing is we're going to grab a notebook because we're going to make a list of some things as we look around the room, and we're going to note some things down. And I need to make a list. As I'm at here, I'm noting a lot of things that need cleaned up and done and organized outside. And since I'm going to be editing video and busy in there, I'm going to put my kids on task because there's plenty for them to do out here. They need to be out here in the sunshine anyway. And that way they can be getting something productive done out here while I'm busy in there. So I'm going to make a list of that as well. So go grab a notebook and join me back here in a second. I saw a hawk circling overhead over the chicken coop, but he can't get him because we have a netting over the whole entire chicken pen that stops the hawks from killing the chickens. So okay, so the first thing you want to write at the top of your list is zone 1. Okay, and first of all, I'm going to define that once again. Zone 1 is going to be anything in the entry area of your home as you come into your house. Some people like to include their dining room because it's situated near the entrance of their home, especially since the entryway is usually a smaller area and it doesn't require as much work to keep it up. Then, adding the dining room into that zone works out really well. Another thing that you can include is the porch or patio. So once you get the inside of your home complete, inside where you enter your home, then you can work on the outside patio or porch and making that look nice. And that can be also part of your normal week 1 entryway upkeep. So with that in mind, entryway, patio, porch, possibly dining room, anything, whatever in your home is near that front first impression area of your house. Okay, so what to do with your notebook? I want you to go in there and I want you to just take a look around. And we're not so much taking inventory of the clutter and things that are out of place that you need to put away, because that kind of speaks for itself. When you start decluttering, you're just going to come to that. But what I want you to make a list of is the more deep cleaning tasks that you would like to get to. Because what happens sometimes is when I just decide to go at it and start cleaning something, I'll forget what I saw that I really wanted to take care of. There are chickens behind me. I didn't know they were out. Well, the hawk can't get them inside the chicken pen, but if there's no one out here watching them, he might get them out here. Hopefully not while I'm sitting here. Okay, where was I? Yeah, the list. Okay, yeah, so look around your room and see what tasks that you would like to get to as far as more of a deeper clean. See what needs attention. These would be things like, are there smudges on the walls around your light switches, or on the door, around the door handles? Are the baseboards dirty? Do the light fixtures need dusted? So look around and just try to take note of what needs a deep clean and write it on your list. That way, when you're hurrying through trying to get through your decluttering and deep cleaning, you have a list that just kind of tells you exactly what was on your plan that you wanted to get to. Okay, also on this list needs to go things that you would change in the room, or things that if time was no object or money was no object, what would you do differently? Like, is there an area that needs a better organization, some tool for that you could use to help something be better organized? Or like, I have in my entryway, I have a wall hanging, and I'm not a super fan of it. It's not something I would normally buy, I guess, but in that I have this just big blank wall, like a huge tall blank wall. And normally I would have my fall wreath that I made on there, or my Christmas wreath that I have that would be hanging. So for fall and winter time, I would have a large wreath taking up that place on that wall. But the rest of the year, I didn't have anything seasonally appropriate. And so my fall one would just be like there all year or something. So when I was at a popular home decor store. They had half off on, their wall decor stuff. And I just saw something that was all right. I didn't love it a lot, but it was okay. And so I have it hanging there to take up that wall space. And it's fine. It's a tree. It's like a big tree. It's like a metal art in like a round wood frame. It's a circle, and it's got a big tree that's made of metal in it. And then you can see the root system of the tree also. And it just kind of reminded me of, this big, productive, fruitful tree. But I like that you can see the root system too, because it just reminds me that I just think of it kind of symbolizing, like, I don't think the tree in the circle, I don't know if that means anything or symbolizes anything weird, not to my knowledge. I don't know. So I went ahead and got it. But to me, I thought it kind of symbolized, like a big, large, fruitful, productive tree. And if I think of that as like my family tree and future generations, and if I want it to be productive and fruitful, that root system is there that you can see also. And it just kind of, reminds me of, that fertile soil and being well rooted, and, what has to happen, as far as in our home, and as far as educating and training our children. If I want, just, I don't know. That's just kind of what I thought, what I could kind of apply the symbolism to. So I thought, that's okay. I'll have that, because it was kind of the right size to fill up that wall. So anyway, even though I don't really love it, if I ever came across something I liked better for that spot, I would definitely probably change that. But right now I'm not looking to, purchase anything or spend any money on that kind of stuff right now. So it's fine, but it could still go on my list as, like I said, if time or money was no object, what would I change or do differently? Oh, I have a really good example. Actually, one that's a better example would be, okay, my entryway. I'll show you in a minute that you can imagine that as soon as you come in the door, it's just blank floor, and we have carpeting. And so naturally we like to limit the shoes on the carpet as much as possible, so the shoes all just come off and get kicked off. So when I show you the entry floor, it's going to be all clean and there's not going to be shoes, but that's not realistic. That's not how it normally looks. All the shoes get caught there, and when you have a big family, that's a lot of clutter and a lot of shoes. And even if you line them up all neatly, I don't like the way it looks to have just shoes just in my entryway. So we have like a back patio room that I keep telling everyone to put the shoes in. We've tried shoe organizers in the entryway, and I don't like that because I just don't like the look of just shoe organizers there. And so I moved the shoe organizers to the shoe shelves to the patio room, like by the back door, thinking that's where we could store all the shoes. And yeah, we can store a lot of shoes there. But again, it's not realistic because we go out the front door and in the front door. And so then that requires people to actually take off their shoes, pick them up, and go somewhere else in the house and, put them away somewhere else. How terrible. How terrible, right? But I mean, that's just the way it is. When there's friction, when there's friction in completing a task, it's just not as likely that it just is easily to often not really get it done the way it needs to be done. And so reducing that friction, making it easier, putting systems in place where it's easier to keep things the way it needs to be, is what I'm working towards. And I still haven't figured out the shoes in the entryway, because just for practical purposes, the way our lifestyle is, we just like to put our shoes on near the entryway, leave, come back, take our shoes off near the entryway. But yet I don't like them laying everywhere. And even if they're lined up, I don't like that either, because there's a law that says, clutter attracts clutter. So if shoes are there, even if they're neat, I don't know. It's just like, clutter just attracts more clutter. And then before people are like leaving their other stuff that they come in the house with and just plopping it down. So in for my situation, one thing I would address is a solution for shoes. That's on my list, is a solution for shoes. And now that I think about it, I might come up with something like, I just had this thought. So I have a bench in there, and if underneath the bench I could have like some kind of boxes under the bench, and like maybe a couple people could share a box for their shoes, and that way the shoes are there handy in the entryway where we need to take them off and put them on, but yet they're not laying around on the floor. They're actually can just put them in their like box, maybe that could fit under the bench or something. You know, maybe I could have these cloth, you know, those cloth cubby organizer things, but those collapse pretty easily and don't hold up to a lot of use. So maybe I can make some wood little boxes or crates or something, because things are so expensive these days. To buy something like that would be absolutely ridiculous, to buy something even that's pretty chintzy. So that will be on my project list. Maybe I'll build some wood boxes that can hold shoes just to kind of slide under that entry bench. But see, that's something I'm not going to be completing today, but I can put it on my list of things that I would change in that room when I get to them. And so when I get my decluttering done and my cleaning of that room, there won't be anything to do. And if I keep it up, then when I come around to the zone again next month, I won't have anything to do for my 15 minutes except maybe a little bit of wiping down, deep cleaning, and I can work on, maybe I could spend my 15 minutes, you know, cutting some boards and screwing them together, making some boxes or something. I don't know. Maybe I can complete those in a week next month. I don't know. So anyway, you're going to keep this list. Look around the room and note down the things that need clean that you can address now. Just deep cleaning things so you don't forget. So that way when you get your decluttering done, you can see exactly what it was that you were going to do or wanted to do. And you won't have to think about it. It's just right there on the paper, and you just go get your cleaning supplies and your cloths, and you can just go at it and take care of whatever you need to do, or go grab your little step ladder and get up there and dust the light fixture or whatever. So it takes the thinking out of it and the remembering out of it, because it's just right there on the paper. And also note down maybe some more long-term or just anything that you would like to fix in that room. If there's something that's broken or whatever, put it on the list of that room. So that way, if you don't get it to it this time or this week, it's there and you can save it, and then next time you can come around to it. Okay, so we covered what zone was and what it's included. Anything in the entry area of your home, outside or inside. The other thing is, the reason this works out for being zone 1 is because since it is a smaller area and it's not the area of your house that gets a lot of intense use, like the kitchen is constantly a cycle of dirty and cleaning, using things and making a mess and cleaning, and bathrooms and stuff. Since it's not like that, it requires a little bit less work. Sometimes on the calendar, there's the first week of the month is short. Like for example, today is April 1st, but it's Wednesday. So we only have like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if you're just going to do the 3 days of the week. Saturday if you want to spend the weekend also. But I think it's smart that the entryway is sometimes a short week, because it's an area that doesn't always require a lot of attention to stay in working order and functional. Like the kitchen and bathroom, see, they're like in the middle of the month. So those are always going to be on long weeks, which is good because we need long weeks to take care of kitchens and bathrooms. Okay, so after you made your list of deep cleaning tasks, then get 3 containers or boxes or whatever you have, or you can even just make piles on the floor for now if that's all you need to do, because we don't want the not having a container to be the barrier to accomplishing this task. So just you're going to make a throwaway pile or pull up a trash can or something, throw away, and then give away things that you know that you don't need or you want to give to someone else, or to get out of your house, and then put away for items that you're going to keep but they just need to find a new home. And that'll help you kind of go through the decluttering process. Hello, welcome to day 1, or week 1, day 1. I'm in my entryway of my home, and this is my helper, my big baby, and she's going to be helping me today. So we're going to go set our timer for 15 minutes. We're going to give you a tour of some of the stuff that we're going to tackle in here today. Let me turn this around. Let's see, how do I do this? That's not how. Okay, so this is a oh, there's a beanie baby. Okay, I have no idea what it's here. This is a bucket of rocks, essentially. It's a planter. My kids really got into painting these rocks a while back. And see, look. There's an ice cream cone with a cherry. Oh, what's this one? Oh, this was it's like a cabin or a house with it snowing. I can't. What else is in here? I don't know. I can't find some of you guys. Oh, there's a gingerbread. Anyway, my kids got really into painting rocks, and I just love all their paintings and creations. And so I was thinking of putting them outside in the landscaping, but until then they just had so many, so I just put them in this planter, and it's just sitting here by the door. So I don't know. I think we might need to rehome this out to the front porch or something. Okay, now remember, this is a declutter first, then deep clean. So we set the timer for 15 minutes. And we just declutter. We're just moving stuff that doesn't belong, putting it in its home, putting in a giveaway container or a throwaway container. So it's helpful to have like 3 piles or 3 containers, one for giveaway, one for throwaway first, one for throwaway, because that's easy to know what needs thrown away. Then the second one is for giveaway, and the third one is to keep and put away. So grab 3 containers, set your timer for 15 minutes. And if you get done, if your area is not that cluttered and you can get it completely decluttered in 15 minutes, whatever area you decide that you're going to tackle, then you can start deep cleaning. So let's say if it takes you only 5 minutes to declutter, that gives you 10 minutes to deep clean, like to sweep, mop the floor, maybe clean the baseboards or wipe the walls down or dust off the light fixture, wipe down door handles and what's the word? Light switches, right? Wipe down door handles and light switches, absolutely, because of, that helps with this whole theme of sanitation, disinfecting, your environment. So we're going to go set our timer for 15 minutes only. You go set yours for 15 minutes and join us. And I'm just going to let the video play because I want this to be like a real-time thing. So hey, let's go. to go take care of a diaper, so that's not fair. So I'm gonna pause the 15 minutes and then I'll be right back. Okay, 8 more minutes, ready, go. Welcome to my method of mopping. I boil a kettle of water, kind of pour it around on the floor, pre-soak any areas that need extra attention, can kind of soak. And then I take a towel and I just rub it around all over the floor with my feet. Because I can just throw these towels in the washer. I have certain towels that I use for floor towels for mopping, and I can just wash them and go through like an extra, like a pre-wash cycle, since they're gross because they've been mopping the floor. And so I can kind of like wash them through, twice. And so I just always wash these together and keep them together. But that's my only method of mopping that I find the most, I don't know, just the best way I can maintain, you know what I mean? So here you go. Okay, so here is what we got done in 15 minutes. I don't think I showed it before, but I just have my giveaway box that needs to go out. But other than that, we're pretty slick down, and I'll get to that shelf another day. So that video ended up being way longer than I expected, but I've never done YouTube before. I don't know what I'm doing. So, but I know tomorrow and in the future, the videos will be much shorter because we already kind of went over our basics and we went over some of the fundamental aspects of how this works. So in the future, we won't have to discuss that again and we can just jump right in. So the rest of the time, they should be much shorter. So, but if you hung in there with me, that's great. I look forward to doing this again tomorrow. And so we'll see you then. Oh, and don't forget to tell me in the comments how you did. Okay, bye-bye.